Okay, this ghost story absolutely terrified me when I first heard it, and it's just one that I haven't really been able to get out of my mind. This happened, it was a terrible crime basically that happened in the early 2000s. There was a young couple that were like madly in love with each other. They'd been together for about 6 months in the full honeymoon period. Everything was fantastic, you know what it's like. And they started to go to lots of parties, and she started to introduce her new boyfriend to some of her friends. And they all used to go out together, drinking, having fun, having parties, you know, the usual thing that you would do. Anyway, after a few months of sort of integrating their relationship with some of her closest friends, she started to notice, the girlfriend, that one of her other friends were getting quite close to her boyfriend. They just seemed to be engaging quite a lot and spending time, like they'd be in the kitchen talking, and you know, she started to feel like he was starting to be more interested in her friend, in her best friend, than actually herself. And so she sort of put it to one side and tried not to overthink it. But in the meantime, what was actually happening was that her boyfriend was in fact having an affair with her best friend. And their relationship was becoming stronger and stronger. And so you've got yourself a bit of a, you know, love triangle going on at the moment, which was becoming a little bit difficult for the guy to handle. And the girls were sort of starting to get a little bit suspicious of one another. Nothing was said, but obviously there was a definite feeling that something was going on. So obviously with romance comes jealousy, and this was particularly true on the best friend, who basically wanted her friend's boyfriend. She wanted him to end the relationship with her and be with her. So basically he said he couldn't do that, and she said, well, I'll kill her then. He's like, don't be ridiculous. He's like, if you're not going to end it, I'm going to kill her. And somehow he got on board with this idea. They sat down and they planned how they were going to do it, when they were going to do it, where they were going to basically get her to meet them. And this all took place on one Sunday summer's afternoon. So they contacted her, and they said, look, we want to meet, we need to talk. She was quite aware that there was something going on between him and her best friend, but she didn't know what. So she arranged to meet them at the Swan pub, and that had closed down for quite some time, but it was a summer's night, so she said, look, we'll meet there, we'll just have a walk and a chat. So she didn't know at the time what was actually about to be unleashed. She just presumed that she was going there to try and sort things out. So she agreed to it and said, okay, I'll meet you there. So they met at the Swan pub, and they basically confronted her and said, look, we've been sleeping together, we're in love together, and we want to be together. And she took it really, really badly. She was really upset. Not only had she had her heart absolutely broken by what she thought was the love of her life, her best friend had betrayed her at the same time. So it was an absolute double whammy. She felt completely and utterly violated and hurt. So an argument broke out, things got heated, and she said, right, I'm done with you, I'm done, and I'm going to let all my other friends know what you've been up to. She was seething at this point. Her tears turned to anger, and she stormed off. She was like, I'm done. But the other lady, she didn't want her to get away with that, and she certainly didn't want there to be any chance of her rekindling a relationship with her now lover. So she goes after her, and a fight breaks out, and they'd already planned what they were going to do. They were going to strangle her. So obviously 2 against 1, it wasn't going to be difficult. So they proceeded to fight. She fell to the ground, and then the girl strangled his girlfriend in front of them, right down the alley of the side of an abandoned pub. Okay, so what they then did was back their car up and cover her in sheets and put her in the back of the car. They proceeded to drive to a petrol station and fill up a jerry can of petrol, and they took her to this road that I am walking along now. They thought that they had killed her, and she was in the back of the boot, so they drove to this really out the way road where not many people come, and it's very, very secluded, and it's very, very quiet. And there is a lay-by coming up, which I will show you shortly. Okay, so we are just approaching the lay-by coming up just here on the left-hand side. So they've gone and they've got their jerry can of petrol. She's in the boot of the car. They've strangled her, so they drive out to this remote place. They've waited for the sun to go down. They're not silly. They don't want any eyes on them. So they pull up in their car along this lay-by, okay? And they've checked around. There's nobody around. The coast is clear. So they take the young girl's body out and they put it on this lay-by. On this lay-by, and they've already sheeted her up. The gun's going off, which is great. They've already sheeted her up. They get the cherry can out of the car, and they literally just pour petrol over this poor bloody young girl's body, and they set light to it. And you know what? She wasn't actually dead. They had tried to strangle her, but they obviously she passed out. And when they lit the petrol, obviously she was not dead. So she died the most horrific death you could possibly ever imagine at 19 years old. And this is a true story, and it is unbelievably tragic and evil at the same time. Words cannot, there is no words for what happened to that young girl at all. But legend does have it that she roams these roads, and if she finds anyone cavorting in that lay-by, if they're having affairs, she seeks them out and she curses them. So for anyone who's going to use that lay-by, be very, very careful, because bad luck follows you. If you are up to no good, she will find you and she will curse you, and bad things happen. She lost her life because two people that she trusted and loved went behind her back and they took her life away at such a young age. And now she is left with bitterness and anger, and she wants to hurt those who hurt other people. So just be warned and just be careful if you are going to have an affair. Don't do it in that lay-by, because she will curse you.